Hey everyone, it's Animation Girl here with a how to draw Sombra from Overwatch tutorial. So I have been playing quite a bit of Overwatch lately and I enjoy the gameplay and I have a couple characters, but since Sombra is one of the newest, I thought I would start with her. I have never drawn her before, so this will be a fun learning experience for both of us. So grab your pencils and paper and you can draw along with me. Hooray! So you can see here that I have two reference images of Sombra. I'm mainly going to be drawing her from the image on the left of the screen. However, I wanted the image on the right of the screen just to have more of the back of her head so I would know what it looked like and things like that. So let's get started. Throw those into my reference folder real quick. And I'm doing this in paint tool size, so I usually don't talk about the brushes that I use, but I guess I will just let you know kind of what I'm doing, just in case you wanted to follow along, things like that. So I am going to be using my HB brush here just to get the sketch down, and I will start, with about a size 20. So I'm going to start by getting since it's just a drawing of her head, really, bust, I'm going to start with a circle. Can't apply it, I'm on the folder. Circle for the basic start, and then she's got a really pointed chin, so I'm just going to come down with an oval and kind of get that chin shape in there. Block in an ear with another oval, and then just get my somewhat, she's kind of at a 3/4, probably a little less so than what I drew here, so we'll do like a semi, there we go, a little bit more forward, and then her neck comes down about here, about the middle of the chin. It's a little hard to see because she's got this, like oblong collar here, so I would just draw like a potato chip. There, and then you come down, actually I'll make that a little smaller, okay, potato chip, and then come down off of it for the shoulders, down and over. Okay, so that might be a little bit too big, but this is just a sketch, so doesn't matter. Okay, so I like to do several layers of sketches, so I'll come in with like a darker blue, and then slightly smaller pen and put in some definition. So this is where her nose is going to be, right down this center line here that I laid in. Okay, so kind of just block that in, and then right in center of that is her widow's peak, where her hair is. If you didn't know, widow's peak is where your hair does the V shape. So put in her widow's peak and then swoop, kind of like you're doing a backwards S for her hair, and then off of this curve here you're just going to kind of go back to give it dimension, and then straight back from the widow's peak. Slight curve because this is her head, it's not a straight thing, so you want a slight curve to it. And then I'm gonna outline the edging of where her like shaved head is. It's got a unique pattern a little bit to it, as you can see, like it has a cut in and then comes down and around, and then just doing the back of her skull round, kind of following the sketch before. Now her hair is probably a little bit bigger than this, so I could extend this up here like so, give it more volume. Okay, so that gets her hair in place. Looks like she's got another lock down here, just a triangle shape, throw that in, and then from here get some details. Her hair does butt up right next to her face. Covers her collar. And then I guess I'll just block in a little bit of her eyes. Her eyes are, I want to say, what shape is that? Like a parallelogram she's got going on. An eye shape kind of more like that. Oh, did that one too far over. Something like that. Doesn't quite matter because this is just a sketch. And then she's got a crooked smile. And then I don't know if I want to do her hand, but if I did, I'd do the palm. Her thumb here, bent over. And then her fingers. So I'll see if I want to do it. It's kind of disjointed because you can't see the whole thing in the picture anyway. So there. Alright, so now I'm going to just, kind of put these layers on opacity here. Just a little bit. And then I'm going to come back in with my final outline color and my final inking pen that I usually use for most things. So I'm going to zoom in because I'm that type of person that I can't see anything. So I'm going to zoom in, bring that over there so I can see it. Okay, so I like by starting to outline the edge of the face and then working my way in that way. I'm going to switch to a smaller pen, size 9, and then basically start with her forehead. So her forehead is a straight line down, like so. And then just a slight dip in where her eye is, and then dip back out for her cheekbone. She doesn't have highly defined cheekbones or anything like that, so you're just gonna pop right out and swoop smoothly down into her cheek. What she does have is kind of like slightly gaunt cheeks, so it does suck back in around her lip area. So bring it back in for that. And then she's got like a super pointy, distinct chin. Which is very square. So you get that square in there. Pretty good. And then slight dip up as you then extend the jawline. Not bad. My face might be a little bit shorter this way than hers. It is actually, chin might be a little bit longer. Let me see if I extend this chin out a little bit, if that helps things. Just a tad bit. Don't want her to be like too mannish looking. give her some more length. Let me round out this front a little bit more. Like I said, my first time drawing her, just like you. Not bad. I could, let me see what lengthening the whole thing would do real quick. So there's just, I think there's just like a little bit more length in her face than I gave her. But I don't want to add too much because I don't want to have like a giant long face. Okay, so I'm gonna say that's pretty decent. I don't know. I might have like done her chin too much, but we'll see. We'll see as we keep going. Okay. So that's the basic face outline. Then I'm gonna set in, let's see, I'm gonna go for the hair first and then the ear, just to make sure that the proportions are all in the right spot. So, like I said, going straight into that widow's peak, we've got up here, just a big arc to the left. And then for her shaved side, she's got that divot in. The more jagged characteristics you give it, the more kind of realism it's gonna have to some degree. And then don't forget you gotta fan down. So you're kind of, the overall shape you're doing is this, but you're giving it character by adding the jagged nature to it. That it looks like it's, you know, cut down and shaved and short. So, I do think that fits about right proportion wise. Her shaved hair kind of has, like, you know, we all have that kind of sideburn. She's got a little point, oh no, to her sideburn there. And then we'll place in the ear. Her ear's kind of like a number 3. It's very wide at the top and comes in, and then semi wide at the bottom because she's got gauged ears. So hers are a little bit fatter than normal at the bottom. And then I'll go ahead and just put in her earring. Just a circle. Everyone can do that. And then do the outer edge ear line just by following the curve you already made. And then an inner ear curve line like so. And that's good enough. And then, sorry, one more little like greater than symbol on the inside, and then that's good enough to really just be like, I just got an ear now. Okay, so I'm going to do the outside of her head, and I'm gonna kind of draw more than what we're actually gonna need. So I'm gonna do the basic circle here, and it does connect, like, you know, kind of at the tip of her ear here. Doesn't go back much further from this angle. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of connect it to here, continue that circle under the hair like so, just to check my proportions, just to make sure that, you know, it makes sense. That would be where her, you know, the head shape would be. And yeah, it's not bad. I think that's pretty good standing. She's got some strange patterns in her hair on the shaved side. It looks like it's layered, like some are shaved down lower than others. So to mimic that, we would put... So I usually do shaved hair with like stippling or something like that. Might need a smaller pen. I'll go to a 7. To mimic that, you're going to want to do your stippling, but in the pattern of the design. And then I'm going to skip and then go to the next pattern. And it looks like it's mainly just zigzags. Nothing too crazy. Oh my god, no craziness, guys. Okay. So there's that. And then this one kind of comes back up like a diamond shape. And then her extra headpieces kind of come in the way. So let me look at the other one. Oh, I moved it. Sorry. And then it's like a long line and a circle. Okay. Okay. So then, and then that one's about at the corner point of her hair tip. So I'm just setting the pattern. We will do the, like, I don't know what they are, hair clips or whatever you want to call them in her hair after, and we'll put them on top of and erase the stippling that we've done. This is just kind of good to set it in. Oh, and I did it backwards. Wait, no, I'm fine. I didn't mean to complete that. There we go. There we go. So it's like a giant line. And then we'll add, just kind of fill in the rest. And I know, we'll have to erase some of it. If you're working with pencil, you can definitely do, or working traditionally, period. I would do the hair clips first and then come over and do your stippling, just because it's going to save you time. Let me look and make sure, is there anything else? I think the rest is the same. So I'll come back and, well, actually I'll just keep going. Stipple the rest of this. Fill it in, make her look like she's got a full and healthy head of shaved hair. 5 hours later. Just kidding. Or am I kidding? Because this is kind of taking a while. And okay, done. Alright. So basics of that, done. Okay. Let's go ahead and figure out those hair clips. They're interesting. So she's got, I'm gonna start a new layer. Her first one comes in right at the edge of this kind of like diamond one, straight back with the curve. The curve accents, you know, that her skull goes into space, and then extend it past the skull so it looks like it's going around it, wrapping around it. And then she's got this like silver piece that's somewhat of a triangle shape, like a triangle with like a divot in it. So like if it were a triangle, you do, well, you do a triangle with a, okay, you do a triangle and then you'd cut off the point and then you'd take like a rectangle out of it. and then you got her shape there. And then it looks like she's got a little divot, a rectangular divot on the center, so I'll add that with a smaller pen. And then I'm going to go down just a little bit and add the thickness here. All thin things have thickness, so just to give it three-dimensional shape, just come in with this other line right next to it to make it look like it's going back in space. Huzzah! Okay, so there's that one. And then her other one, this is why I need the second picture, starts right at the edge of the circle and looks exactly the same. So going back, here's the edge of the circle. You're going to curve down like so, because the three, well, hold on. Here's her hairline here. Okay, that'll help. You want to, even though it's kind of a center-ish one, you still gotta follow, like, so you don't overlap the hairline. So curve it like that next to the circle. Okay, and then again make it extend past the skull so it wraps around, and then cut it off a little bit into the hairline so that you can add the weird triangular divot piece. Okay, take a little bit smaller tip, add the detail, and this one's at a different angle. So in my opinion, I would do the thin side here on the inside. Since that seam is like, you know, since we're at that 3/4, you're kind of seeing more of this side than that side. Okay, so I'm gonna clean up this hairline here, get it right into the widow's peak, get the curve, finish up where her skull meets, follow that through a little bit. Okay, keep erasing my line. Okay, I'm going to go back down to the other layer. I'm going to erase the temporary skull I put in, and going back underneath, let's erase the, if you're doing it digitally like I did, or following me exactly, erase the shaved head part that you don't need. Okay, and then you can go in and fill in some more if you need to make anything darker or lighter or whatever. Okay, now I'm gonna come in to the back of her hair, and like I said, give her volume. She's got some nice, oh, I need my number 9. She's got some nice hair here of what's on this side of the head anyway, and it is voluminous, so don't be afraid to give a nice arc in here. It doesn't have to be exact, you know, coming out from the center line, because you're gonna have hair that falls over and doesn't stay, you know, directly on one side just because it's shaved down the center. So give it that characteristic, and then we'll come in and we'll finish this backwards S swoop here. Rotate this a bit. Can't get my arm to curve in that with the desk in the way. There we go. Okay, and then her hair's kind of pointy, you know, like a little bit of rounded tips. So just a rounded tip and come right back in. Follow the same curve that you put in there before, just a moment ago. It's like a banana or a crescent moon. And then come in underneath that and do the same thing, just more straight. Now, I like to do things like add hair strands and definitions like that, so I'll come in with a little bit of a smaller brush and just kind of accent a couple areas where, you know, the hairs would really be defined, like there, by close to the face. Also at her widow's peak at the scalp line where it's shaved, I'd add a few just curved, sketchy lines that just indicate the flow of the hair, which direction it's going in. Okay. And then a few more at the curve of this tip here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Hair is not perfect. Believe me. So there we go. So that looks pretty good for her hair. And her weird little hair clip things, I don't know what they're supposed to be. Her telekinetic computer psychic powers that cause her to hack things. That's what they are. That's what it does. That's cool. So I'm going to compress these layers since I don't need them to be separate anymore. The barrettes and the rest of the piece. Okay. Now her neck isn't that thick. It does come out from, since it's 3/4, it's coming out right here from her ear joint. And it's just a slight curve. Necks are never straight. They look better when they have a curve in it. And then on this side of the chin, that's where the rest of her neck comes out. Like so. And then it looks like she's got a skin suit on, helps her stay invisible, and it's got like a zipper, so. Add that in there. To do zipper. Okay, hooray! Okay. Then we're getting into this weird collar thing. So it's really close to her cheekbone, under her hair. Get that weird like potato chip shape. So it curves inwards and then outwards and makes, it comes to a pretty good V point. First I thought it was a square, more square like her chin, but it's looking like a V point. And then it curves back out, so it's gonna V point right under her beginning of her chin. It's gonna V back out, and then starts to curve in around the sallow of her underjaw. And then it's definitely going to be curving back to the back around her earlobe. And then it's going to hit her in the upper ear around the back of the head. There we go. So, yeah. Not as big as I drew it the first time in my sketch. But still good. And then I could even bring it up actually in my drawing because there's not that much neck showing from the original. So I'm just going to move this up. It's about there. And then just adjust it to my curve here. And then, as I said before, thin things have thickness, and this collar is definitely has some thickness to the edging. So you're just gonna go around and do it again. And just try to keep the same width the whole way through. I'm getting more sketchier with my drawing as I'm doing this color. I don't care for it as much as the rest of it. Okay. Then the collar on this side is just gonna come down to give it width, and then she's got some like buckle design on it. Oh, actually there's more width to it. Okay, so she's got, let's lay in this buckle design. She's got it's like a rectangle with some chunks taken out of it. So if you did a rectangle and then just took like another square out of it and then clipped the corner of it. So what I mean by that is if you drew a rectangle, take a rectangle out, doot, and then cut the corner, doot, and then there you have it. So make that shape, and then backwards E on the other side. Okay, and then there's like 3 distinct curves on the edging that just give it, you know, decoration, like it's an carved out. And then from there, this top one continues. Yeah. Okay, how am I doing this? It continues. Hold on. I gotta erase some of my shapes here. It continues like that. And then we have more thickness all the way around, but I would say this stops at the V shape. It's kind of hard to see because she's got her hacking going on, but I would say it kind of stops right at the V shape because of the angle we're at. So a little bit of thickness. It just gets carried away out of sight, and just kind of merge it into your first line. Okay. And then there's like a, I guess like a connection piece here that I would just bring down as a curve, and then another curve. Just kind of finished up. I don't, you know, we're running out of details here and I don't want to spend too much time on it. Just kind of give her a slight bust so she kind of looks finished. Okay, so let's get into her face more. I'm gonna try to hide this part so I can see what I'm doing. I don't need that. Okay, it's a little closer. Okay. Yay, now we can get into details. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit smaller pen. Alright, and this is, you know, where she gets a little bit more interesting. I'll pull this forward so my wrist can rest. Okay. So her eyes, like I said before, are like parallelograms, but softer. And then this one, I notice on the right side, instead of it being convex, it's concave, I guess. It's following the flow of the eyelashes, it flows out and dips into the eye, wide of the eye. Then you're just gonna have the curve for the tear duct, and then straight out, and then curving up at the edge. Eye white, and then her eye is quite large, but she's looking up. So you just want the bottom of that half circle there. And then she's got quite some dark eye makeup, so if you want to do that, you just kind of come back in around it. Well, she's already done thicker and then you're gonna want to follow that curve like so, and then connect that down here. So she's got like the dark goth eye makeup, and then she's got her little beauty mark right here, little circle, and then let's try to mimic this on the other side. Where I've sketched her nose in down the center line, down the Widow Peak line here, I'm just gonna kind of block in where her bridge would be. And then let's go ahead and come down to the nose real quick, and then we'll finish up the next eye. We're gonna get the round of the tip of her nose. It comes down to a thick point. She doesn't have a pointy nose, it's rounded. And then curve up a little bit more into the edge of it. There we go. Okay. Now, if you want to, you can draw in like the full line of the nose. I don't know what I want to do yet, so I'm gonna keep it like this. Alright. Then this eye is gonna be like really close to the bridge, and it's the same pattern, just in reverse. So you start with the parallelogram, and then it swoops down like so. Give it a little bit of room because her eyelashes and stuff go off in the 3/4 view. Okay, and then a little bit of a whoop for the tear duct. Straight. Let's see if I can get this. Let's see if I can do it. And then coming up with a point. And yeah, this eye is a little bit smaller because of the angle. I'll put in her half moon for the eye. And then again, fill in to compensate for her eye makeup and eyelashes. That's alright. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and lay in another half moon for her pupils. And then her eyebrows. Now her eyebrows have a really fine point in the center, and they're really low to the eye, and then they come up. So starting with her right one, if there were a secondary line, I'm just going to block it in. Her nose kind of does one of these. So this is where her eyebrow is going to start. The point of it. It's going to go up like so. Kind of like she's angry. She's not. And then it's just a triangle. It's just like a triangle with a slight curve in it. It's a piece of cheese that was left out in the soft sun. So then the angle on the back side, it's going to angle out and down towards her ear. So I'm going to fill it in. I did not forget, she's got great unique eyebrows, and one of the things that makes them so great is because she's got the divot in it. So I'm going to go to a smaller eraser, and I'm just going to erase out a slash. There we go. And then now, the same thing on the other side. She's unique because I haven't seen very many characters that have divots on both sides, so that's interesting. So same thing, it starts at the bridge, swoops up, and then since this is a 3/4 view, it's gonna curve down right where that bulges out, the brow line, brow bone, and then same thing, follow it out. It's a 3/4 view, so you don't see as much of it same way. You just follow that all the way over there. And then once again, erase. And this divot kind of goes out this direction, but not as steep. A little bit more. There you go. Okay. And I might have need to make this one a little bit longer. A little bit longer eyebrow. Alright, we're almost done. Woo! Okay, last thing is her lips. She's got some full lips. Don't be shy. Alright, I'm gonna block in the center line here. She's got that wonderful, like, semi-crooked smile. And remember, edges of mouths usually end at your pupil. That gives you an idea of how, like, you know, wide a mouth should be. And then I'm gonna lay in. She's got a slight, like, you can see I've got a nice divot. For my lips, she doesn't have a huge divot. She just has a slight, very slight. And then the left side goes down. And then this right side kind of continues up. And then just kind of lay in this bottom curve. Follow that mouth line. I don't know, I think my sombra might be smelling a little bit more. So to fix that, you just gotta kind of flatten that out a little bit more, because she's definitely not smiling up too much. There's a flatness to it that makes it more of like a smirk than an outright smile. That makes sense. Alright, let's see. Yeah, not bad. Take off the sketch layers. I'm not gonna add her hand. I don't really care for that right now. But I think that's the gist of her. Her eyes look funny. Her eyes look funny. I feel like her eyes are not the right size. I think her. I think it's this pupil. Let me bring more of it down. Nope, wrong way. Alright, so there you have it. That's how to draw Sombra from Overwatch. My first time, and maybe your first time, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye! Thanks for watching Animation Girl. Check out these fun videos, and don't forget to subscribe!